Before watching the video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel by clicking the subscribe button below and clicking the bell icon to be notified whenever we publish a new video. What does a cancerous mole look like? Skin cancer has the inglorious first place as the most common cancer to attack people in the United States. And moles on your body are usually the first to come under the scanner when it comes to identifying skin cancer. Is that mole on your body a normal, harmless spot, or a cancerous freckle? Find out by learning to spot the signs and symptoms. What does a non-cancerous mole look like? Simply having a mole shouldn't be any reason to panic. Many of us are born with moles on our skin or develop them in childhood or as young adults. And most moles people have are generally harmless. So how do you identify a normal mole? Here are some typical signs that a mole is normal: evenly colored, usually brown, black, or tan, may be raised or flat, shape tends to be oval or round, size is usually small, under 6 mm across, shape, size, and color tend to remain unchanged, may fade away. What does a cancerous mole look like? Cancerous moles have a few characteristics that can help you distinguish them from harmless, non-cancerous moles. 1. New moles. In general, you shouldn't see new moles cropping up on your skin as an adult. Normal, non-cancerous moles usually appear in childhood or young adulthood if they weren't already present from birth. 2. Asymmetric moles. If the mole you have suspicions about isn't the usual oval or round shape but asymmetric, you may want to get it checked by a specialist. An irregular shape with asymmetry between two halves is something to be mindful of. 3. Irregular borders. If you notice that the pigment of the mole seems to almost bleed beyond the border of the mole into the skin surrounding it, it may be a melanoma. The edges may seem a little ragged or irregular or even notched. 4. Variation in color. Unlike normal moles which tend to be one color, melanomas are often of multiple colors and shades. Besides the even browns, tans, blacks, or pinks of regular moles, melanomas will also feature colors like gray, blue, red, and even white. So if you've been wondering if a particular mole is cancerous, check for variations in shades and new colors as a sign of melanoma. 5. Size of moles. Another warning sign is if your mole has suddenly grown in size. If you find a mole that's more than the size of a pea, approximately a quarter inch or so, or bigger, you could be dealing with a possible melanoma. Remember, some melanomas may be smaller too. So if you notice other signs of a cancerous mole, don't discount those findings because the size doesn't fit your image of a typical melanoma. It is always safer to have it checked. 6. Unfamiliar-looking moles or evolving moles, spots. If you suddenly find a new spot or more on your body, you may need to observe it carefully. It could be a subtle change to some skin that used to be normal or in a freckle you've always had. It could be a mole that suddenly looks different. Here's what you need to watch out for. Change in surface of mole. The surface of the mole may look different. The changes may involve the appearance of a new bump or lump on the mole itself. Or the texture may seem suddenly different. Change in sensation of mole. If you find your mole is suddenly itchy or painful or tender, you should get it checked. Moles that are non-cancerous don't usually have any associated pain or tenderness nor any itching because they have ceased to grow a long time ago. Change of color of mole. If the mole gets darker, turns patchy, or begins to develop different colors, that's another warning sign. 7. Inflammation, swelling and redness. If the mole exhibits redness or swelling beyond what should be a defined border, you may need to check if it is a melanoma. If you see something that looks like inflamed skin around the mole, you should have it checked. 8. Non-healing sores and bleeding, crusting, scabbing. Bleeding, crusting, and scabbing of moles or sores that refuse to heal are all potential warning signs of a mole that could be cancerous. How to check for cancer moles? Always remember to check absolutely everywhere. It is easy to miss certain spots, for instance, the soles of your feet and the palms of your hand. About 42% of melanomas in women are found on their legs, but that doesn't discount the fact that 21% are on the arms, 17% on the trunk, and 14% on the head and neck. With men, 38% of melanomas are found on the trunk, mainly on the back, but 22% occur on the head and neck, 17% on the arms, and 15% on the legs. So while the chances may be higher for the moles to appear in a certain region, you could belong to the smaller subgroup that has the moles in a different area. Steps to follow while checking for cancer moles. Arm yourself with a mirror so you can look at your body from different angles and not miss any spots. Check the front and back, then each side. Next, take a look at the length of all sides of your arms, underarms, elbows, palms, and hands. Move on to checking your legs, feet, soles, and even between toes. You will even need to check your scalp and neck by moving hair aside. Use your hand mirror to carefully check your buttocks and back.